cut out this weekend. There is number 11 of Nicolas Cailly, former Motocross Grand Prix rider, and ever present again this weekend. Finished 5th in 2015, did Cailly.
Yeah, can't
start his bike.
Oh. Can you imagine all the preparation that's gone into this, and they are on the line and it won't fire up.
Get ready to go then, and here we are. We are firing down the beach then. It will be a much shorter run down into the first corner, we believe, or will it be? It still seems a pretty long way as the riders tear down the straight into the first corner here. One of the riders to look out for, Milko Podozek. That might be him leading the way as they disappear through that first corner. A rider going down very, very precariously there as well. And you'll see that other riders try to avoid him if they can.
Look at that.
Couldn't quite see who that was.
This is only the first 600 we've released. We've got the next 600.
And already looked through the first corner. And this is the problem when everybody has to start so close together. It's much shorter. There's a second wave of riders there getting ready to go. But down the straight, see how long it is from the first corner right the way down in towards the final turn. But we are well on the way now. But who is it that's leading the way?
Yep, this is something, of course.
That's Suzuki there. I wonder if that's Ramon in second position. So looks like a good start for Stephen Ramon there. And the second wave of riders arriving at turn 1, and there's already a bottleneck.
How do you pick your way for that? A 30-second delay as well. As you say, they've already caught up with the tail enders there. Still jammed way back. Here is the final corner coming under the start-finish. Well, the finish.
So 32, Podozek.
Yep.
So the controversial finish. Oh, we've got a man down coming out of the final turn there. And it was Ramon, I think, that was just behind him in second position. Yes, it was.
Yep.
So Podozek and there, number 32. And Steve Ramon leading the way here. So the two motocross riders just trying to make a break for it as soon as they can. Is that number 33, Romain Dumontier, in third? It might be.
As soon as they get about halfway around the course, we will start to get the running orders, but as you say, no mistake at the moment about who's out in front there.
Yeah, Milko Podozek.
Yeah.
So Podozek this weekend and this year, right? Podozek then just trying to stay on the firmer ground. That's where there's going to be less drag at the rear wheel, improving fuel efficiency. These guys will be running a scoop tyre on the back to get them through the soft stuff as the race goes on. And you'll see a completely different change on the track this time around when they get through the first corner area and down towards the final turn. But Milko Podozek has ridden this race on a number of occasions. This was him coming down into the first turn at the start of the first lap. The number 32 on the tip-top MP32 Yamaha, Steve Ramon right there behind him. But there was no Jentel Martins in the background at that point, so that was just after the finish corner. Back live then, as they work their way down. There's still 200, 300, 400 meters or so to get back down to the final corner. These jumps going to be nice and smooth on this first lap, but already you can see how the ground was chopping up behind as some riders just not sure whether to or which way around they're going to ride it. But you'll watch the back end on the guys of the quick guys, how the bikes are dancing around, and now this is where they've rejoined the track. So already starting to get very deep, lots of waves, and as the race goes on, back markers and blind spots on the other side. There's riders there still not even over the first lap, look. And already being lapped by Milko Podozek, the race leader, and that's the part of the dangers there. Look, the marshals will be doing their best to tell the riders as they come through to get over to the other side of the jump to avoid the fallen riders on the downside. But look how choppy it is already, and this is just at the end of the first lap, and we've only seen 1,100 riders just come from the first corner to this point on the racetrack.
Yeah, in fact, Ramon catching up with Podozek now. Podozek being very, very cautious, and Ramon has come up right behind him.
And Chapelier is in third, so he's already found his way past Jentel Martins. And he's closing right in on the rear wheel of the number 2, Steve Ramon, as well. So there you just saw a flash as he came through. So over the line then, that is Milko Podozek leading the way. And the 16 of Steve Ramon is in second position. That first lap was 8.5 minutes, so considerably quicker than the quads from yesterday. Oh, how tight was that for Ramon as he swerved past the back marker. And the thing is, Mark, that the conditions are so heavy, you can't just back off like you can on tarmac because there's so much going through the handlebars. You back off and suddenly it's almost like this centrifugal effect, massive inertia that sends your whole body weight forward over the handlebars of the bike. But already having to deal with back markers here, and these two oblivious to the fact that the number 2, Camille Chapelier, is closing in fast.
Yeah, and Ramon, of course, looking ahead to see which lines Podozek's taken. He has the advantage because he can see where Podozek is
encroaching.
Got the diggers ready just in case. Yesterday in the quad race, they were building sandbanks, playing with sandcastles when they should be racing. In fact, they're already making sure they keep people off the beach.
Well, it was through that chicane there that Warnier had that problem. The waves crashed over that barrier, and they had some serious tram lines in there, and he almost drowned. It was almost like a submarine. But look at Van Beveren just streaking through these back markers here. He's on a nice high line, nice and firm.
Yeah, they've timed it right, haven't they, with the time? That's fine.
3.5 minutes to go.
But
will they give them a one-lap board, or will the flag go out? So interesting to see from this point how long it takes him to get back down the straight. Because if he is less than 3 hours, then of course they will have another lap, and it will be crunch time in terms of the fuel. But fortunately for him, he's got a 2-minute or so advantage over, 32 seconds.
32 seconds, yeah.
32 seconds over Axel van der Son. So he's almost got time to come in and be safe.
Yeah.
This depends whether van der Son and his crew are thinking the same thing.
Tied a little bit higher here than elsewhere. But
good decision to start 15 minutes earlier this year.
Yeah, here he is back on the action. Blue Van Man getting up to high speed. As you mentioned, 80, 90 miles an hour, 150 kilometres an hour. Probably a bit less today with the drag from the wet sand, but look how much quicker he is than everyone else.
Yeah. And of course the danger here is, when these guys are in top gear, absolutely flat out, that's a long time to be right on the rev limiter, and maybe the bike not, able to gain more in top end power. It's there screaming. Of course, they can lock up at any moment. The riders will get a slight sluggish feeling where they're able to react and just whip the clutch in just to minimise that risk. But these guys here, look at him just dealing through going through the back markers up on the pegs. Best way to be, back end over those little choppy braking bumps there. Going from high speed down to low speed, and then having to wrestle through the deep sand at this point here, back into the dunes. But a minute and 42 to go. He might be fortunate here that he just gets the checkered flag this time around. Yeah. Otherwise, it's another 12 or 13 minute slog around.
And he can't back off to wait for the flag because he's only 32 seconds ahead of Van der Sande.
Exactly. So could it be the flag goes out this time, though? If it is, then Adrian Van Beveren will be looking at picking up his third win on about. Still got some traffic to deal with here, so just over a minute to go. I think we're going to get the checkered flag, actually, Mark.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be around about a 13 or so minute lap here. The Arrive there getting ready, telling the riders to go through there. David Hokier, the race director. But yeah, we're going to get the flag. He's not 57 seconds away from the finish line here, I would doubt very, very much. There's Jentel Martins being lapped, the former race leader there, number 20 on that Husqvarna. Number 30, sorry. So he'll see Van Beveren going through and think, wow, where did he come from? And he's still pushing hard. 40 seconds to go. Will the flag go out? Because it will be less than 3 hours if that's the case, but will they just call it a result there and then? 28 seconds. Oh, he doesn't want any more laps. Fuel won't allow him, surely. See, now he's in the safe zone. He's got more than 30 seconds as a lead, and he could park it in the final corner, but I don't think he'll need to, Mark. I think he'll be bringing this one home and dry here. 10 seconds. The flag will be going out this time around.
Yeah, he's home and dry, isn't he?
So Adrian Van Beveren has ridden the perfect race here this weekend. He started inside the top 10. Time is up. The flag will be going out this time around. And the fans in the middle there, they know as well that he's just about to make it a three-peat here. Final corner. Just has to nudge by one of the back markers. And here is Adrian Van Beveren. The checkered flag should go out now. It's 3 in a row. It's 3 in a row for Adrian Van Beveren. He wins it. He wins it. He's absolutely ecstatic. And the Motor Club Peckencore rider is engulfed by the press here. That is a big win